What was done and planned in the dark is now being exposed in broad daylight. Let me start by borrowing a wisdom from the Bible. 2 Peter 1 verse 12, New International Version. So I will always remind you of these things, even though you know them and are firmly established in the truth you now have. Kenyans must always be reminded of these things, even though they know them. We are where we are today because of Rigathi and his current crop of supporters. Do your own research. These individuals now supporting Rigathi they brought us where we are today. Rigathi is now crying out for help, saying how William Ruto's government is bad. We are where we are today because of Martha Koome and her bench. Koome is now crying out for help. She's saying her security details are being withdrawn. We are where we are today because of Chebukati and his team. Where is Chebukati now? I want us to listen to Oscar Sudi, for his sentiments are going to inform the basis of our analysis right now. Listen to this.
Ya mwisho wakati ya maandamano ya opposition ama wakati ya maandamano ya Raila Odinga na timu yake, so unajua kenye ulikuwa unataka kufanya kama tungekuwa erefu ama tungekuwa pale so unajua kenye ulikuwa unasukuma. Sasa hivi tungekuwa na nchi na sasa hivi unajifanya ndugu yangu, ni vizuri tumekunyamasia sana. Ukiongea umekuwa umeongea, you know what you want to do. Hata pale Serena ulikuwa unasukuma, ingefanyika kenye ulikuwa unataka kufanya leo tu yuko na nchi wa Munyoro. So please, penye uko nyumbani you are comfortable, that's where you are supposed to be. Kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni, usiku mpaka asubuhi, kwa sababu wewe you are a very dangerous man. Na Mungu si athumani, that's why uko nyumbani.
Yes. Let's put the remarks into perspective. If you are watching us but you are not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Sudi is spilling the beans on how Rigathi was in charge of plotting against Raila Odinga's life. We well remember during Azimio demonstrations, Rigathi made some terrifying statements to Tadil Naimze once and for all. And we are also now gathering that there was a meeting at Serena, and the agenda of that meeting was on how to deal firmly with finality against Raila Odinga. Raila's crime was that he had called for protests. The government was not delivering on its promises, so Raila called for protests. Rigathi at that time was a very strong deputy president. He never wanted anybody challenging William Ruto's government, so he went to those disparate and extreme lengths of even plotting to get rid of Raila Odinga. I believe what Oscar Sudi is saying 100%. I'm one person who has always maintained that if you were to compare Rigathi and Ruto, Rigathi is worse off than William Ruto 1,000 times. In just under the 2 years he has been a deputy president, we've seen looting at Uhuru Kenyatta's northern farm. Goons were unleashed there. And we know that accusing fingers were pointed at Rigathi Gachagwa's office. Rigathi is the person who used to call William Ruto mfalme wetu. Wewe ndio mfalme wetu. He was very sycophantic. So when I see Kenyans sometimes getting angry with William Ruto, I fail to understand what Kenyans want. William Ruto is a vessel or a symbol being used to teach Kenyans a lesson. It's not debatable that he has failed, but if you look at what William Ruto is trying to achieve, or if you look at what William Ruto is being used to achieve, then we must all be saying thank you. We are where we are because of Rigathi Gachagua and his supporters. William Ruto is dismantling that. And if Ruto succeeds in dismantling that, then maybe Rigathi and his team, their eyes will open and they will now see things very clearly. The 6 regions across the country have been seeing things very clearly. The mountain has not been seeing things very clearly. And that's a fact. And unless we call a spade and not a big spoon, Kenyans will just be going around in circles. It's high time we say the truth as it is. Kenya is having bad leaders because of the mountain. The mountain is very biased when it comes to voting. They rather vote for very incompetent leaders to punish very competent leaders who are not singing the tunes of their political ethnic kingpins. And for those who can remember in 2022, Rigathi made it very clear that the mountain, the consideration was not to be development, but who was more loyal to William Ruto. That all you need to be elected on the mountain was your loyalty to Ruto. And looking at the mountain, come the next election, they will also vote very incompetent leaders just to punish some other leaders. So it will be just a circle of electing incompetent leaders. You elect incompetent leaders in this election, the next election you feel they've betrayed you, you go for other incompetent leaders, so it will just be a circle. My people perish for lack of knowledge. There is also that verse from the Bible. So Kenyans must wake up. It's either we accept to suffer for us to eventually get good results, or we pretend that we cannot suffer for now, and then we continue having bad leaders, and we end up suffering forever. It's up to Kenyans to understand the seasons. Kenya is in a transition. Kenya is in a very interesting period. William Ruto is just a vessel being used to teach Kenyans a lesson. So Kenyans must understand which season we are in. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you, God bless you, God bless Kenya.
Ya mwisho wakati ya maandamano ya opposition ama wakati ya maandamano ya Raila Odinga na timu yake, so unajua kenye ulikuwa unataka kufanya kama tungekuwa refu ama tungekuwa pale so unajua kenye ulikuwa unasukuma. Sasa hivi tungekuwa na nchi na sasa hivi unajifanya ndugu yangu, ni vizuri tumekunyamasia sana. ukiongea umeongea, you know what you want to do. Hata pale Serena ulikuwa unasukuma, ingefanyika kile ulikuwa unataka kufanya leo, tu yako na inchi wa Munyoro. So please, penye uko nyumbani you are